Welcome back to another episode of Hopper's Vlog, and this time it's not just about the beaches of Gokarna, we're going to explore places around Gokarna. To know more about the beaches, where to stay, and food everything, you can click on the iCard and watch my previous vlog on Gokarna. So let's start a trip. On Friday night, you would be leaving to Gokarna if you're from Bangalore. You can choose your first destination based on what time you reach. For example, if you're pretty early, your first destination will be Murdeshwara or your first destination will be Jog Falls. For example, like if you're around 7:30 or after 7:30 time, you can visit Jog Falls and then start to Murdeshwara. We guys chose Murdeshwara first, so we checked into the hotel, freshened up, had a breakfast and checked out. After that, we went to the temple. The temple is dedicated to Lord Shiva and it is approximately like 123 feet tall. It's built by RNS Group and the temple is surrounded by the Arabian Sea on its three sides. Main attraction, first one is the Rajagopura. It gives you a breathtaking view of the temple and the surrounding area of the Murdeshwara town. Next is the cafe where you can sit, have some food, chill around the beach area. Next attraction is your cave where you get to know about the history of the place. Next, the main attraction is the statue itself, the statue area where you can click a lot of pictures. Coming to your lunch, you can choose to have lunch at the temple itself or in a hotel which is around the area. Your next destination is completely based on your interest. You can either choose waterfall or a fort, and it also depends on what time you're going to reach each destination. If it's like peak afternoon, head directly towards Apsarakonda waterfall, or if it's like 3:30 time, head towards the Mirzan fort because forts are nice when it's in the morning or it's during the evening time. Now let's talk about the fort timings. That is, it is open from 8 a.m. in the morning till 5:30 p.m. Next, parking space. It is having a small decent parking space. Maintenance, it's really well maintained by the government. It is clean, maybe because there's less tourists coming down to this fort, so it is clean and it is well maintained. I feel it is really good for model photography and nature photography related stuff. We had a small tender coconut break after the fort before heading to our next destination around 4:30. So after that, at next destination, you can choose where you want to see your sunset. That is whichever beach you want. We chose Gokarna Main Beach. The main drawback of Gokarna Main Beach was that it was close to the temple. There was a lot of local tourists and everything, and the place is not well maintained. So I wouldn't suggest that you play around in this area. You can just stand, watch the sunset, head towards the temple. Slowly, as soon as it starts to get darker, the place completely transforms. The Gokarna streets become more lively. You can see a lot of people buzzing around, busy shopping and everything. So this is something you should experience if you are at Gokarna Main Beach during the evening time. During this time, you can visit the famous temples of Gokarna, which is in the surrounding area, or you can also choose to visit in the morning time. After the temple visit, we decided to have dinner. You can either choose to have dinner around your hotel area or near the beach area. There is a lot of cafes near Kudle beach. So night was at Kudle, so we wanted to spend a lot of time at the Kudle beach. So we packed up and left to the beach area to get the vibe of the place, chilled around there for a while, and then headed back to our rooms for the night stay. Early morning around like 5 a.m. we woke up, got ready and headed towards the temple area. This time the buzzing streets of Gokarna had completely transformed to a subtle version of Gokarna. The architecture of this place gave an ancient feel. It also gave like feel of walking through the streets of Varanasi and everything. temples of Gokarna follow a strict dress code. Make sure you're decently dressed, and boys are supposed to be wearing dhoti or lungi. In case if you do not have one, you can purchase it. After visiting the temple, it was time for us to have a breakfast. So for breakfast, you can choose any nearby place or the beach cafes. And we decided to have breakfast near the temple area itself. It was good. And then I would suggest you all to try something called the Mangalore buns. It was really yummy. So after having breakfast, we headed towards the Kudle beach. Beach attire was on. We were all set to go play in the water. This time we chose again Kudle beach. You can choose whichever beach you want to go. Like you can choose Om beach or any other beach. We chose Kudle, and this time we also changed the route. That is, last time we went through the White Elephant Cafe route where it was like a proper trek down. This was like a normal trekking where it was like it had good stairs and everything. You can just like go down peacefully. Kudle beach was kind of well maintained compared to all other beaches. It was more nice to play, but there was a VVIP. It's jellyfish. This was the best part of the trip because we spent a lot of time at the beach, literally a lot of time at the beach that we got so badly tanned, and we played. We had a lot of fun at this place. Next, talking about the VVIP, that is the jellyfish, make sure you carry coconut oil or vinegar. That is what the locals around the area told us, because getting stung from a jellyfish during this period of time was very normal, and we still wanted to play in the water. 2 or 3 of us even got stung by a jellyfish, and make sure to skip beach vacations during the peak monsoons because the sea gets really rough and it's risky. And I think during September 2021 or something, they had imposed section 144 at Gokarna, which prevented people from getting into the water. So make sure you know all those things before planning for a beach vacation. After chilling around the beach area, it was time for us to reach a final destination, that was Yana Caves. And for Yana, you can either trek all the way till the Yana Caves, or you can choose to come by the roadways and then stop at this pickup point, take a pickup, or you can even trek from this area also. So we chose a pickup because it was very nice, because it was like a new experience, and plus it was budget friendly. And the second reason was it was getting dark and Yana Caves would close around like 6 p.m. Times at Yana is like 6 a.m. till 6 p.m. I remember seeing Yana Caves in Wild Karnataka's documentary, that song where that monkey shot was taken. That time when I saw Yana, I was like, I need to visit this place. Finally, I was at Yana watching it live. So this gave me very good feels for this place. These massive structures are actually limestones which turned blackish. Then you'll find a lot of bats and beehives around this area because it's a huge long structure, big massive structure. So a lot of bats stay here. It's a home to a lot of bats. Then there's a small temple near this place, so you can visit the temple. After Yana Caves, it was time for us to go to Vibhuti Waterfalls, but unfortunately it was completely dark, so we had to skip Vibhuti Waterfalls. But next time when you guys are there, after Yana, you can go play in Vibhuti Waterfalls, but make sure you're a little early. After visiting the temple and the Yana Caves, it was finally time for us to leave Yana. So our pickup was actually waiting for us near the place where they had dropped us. Then they dropped us off near the starting point where we had hired the pickup. So here comes to an end of a 2-day vacation. We are finally heading back to Bangalore after a long weekend. So hope you all enjoyed the vlog. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.